Give it 30 seconds and it'll be straight up. That room is so quiet. We'll do it 10 seconds early. It's okay. I'd like to call the meeting to order today. Thank you all for being here. It's so great to see you all. If you will please join me and with flag salute, please stand. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag to the republic one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. It's only fitting. We always start our meetings with the flag salute, but it seems extra special with this being the 250th anniversary month of our nation. So I hope you all had a way to celebrate this year. Madam Secretary, would you please do roll call for us?
Okay. President Matsumoto.
Present.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson.
Present.
Member Burton. Here. Member Robles.
Present.
We do have a quorum. Thank you. Moving on to our communication and strategies and outreach. Ms. Bradigan, would you please share your inspirational moment with us?
Good afternoon. President Matsumoto, you and I are on the same wavelength because that's what our inspiration is about. This month, our nation is celebrating a remarkable milestone. 250 years since the signing of our Declaration of Independence. For 2.5 centuries, each generation has added its own chapter to America's story. Today, we have the privilege of investing in the generation that will carry that story forward. Every decision we make, every program we support, every opportunity we create reflects our commitment to the students of Fresno County. The students we serve today will become the leaders of tomorrow, making public education one of the most important investments we can make.
You're here. I couldn't agree with you anymore. It is such an important investment. And my estimation, it's the most important local thing that we do in the public. Let's move on to adopt our agenda. Is there a motion? Or are there any changes to the agenda? Okay, is there a motion to approve the agenda? Motion by Robles, second by Tapscott-Munson. Roll call, please.
President President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we have 2 sets of minutes to approve. Any discussion or changes on the minutes of June 18th? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
Motion by Tapscott-Munson, second by Burton. Roll call, please.
President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Motion carries. Minutes of the special board meeting of June 25th. Any changes or corrections? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Oh,
Is there a second?
sorry. There is a mistake on them. Is it? No. Oh, no, it's correct. Sorry. Got confused real quick. Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Burton, second by Tapscott-Munson. Roll call, please.
President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson.
Yes.
Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to some of our fun stuff. We get to celebrate Employee of the Month. Ms. Bradigan, would you please?
This month, we honor Jacob Pence, Lead Data and Analytics Specialist in Assessments and Data as the Employee of the Month for July 2026. On a side note, I've been asked twice if Jacob and I are related, and I assure you not all redheads. Jacob has become an invaluable resource for both our organization and the school districts we serve. Through his expertise, patience, and commitment to supporting others, he has transformed the way data is understood and used to improve outcomes for students. His role in supporting districts eligible for differentiated assistance, Jacob partners with educators and district leaders to strengthen data literacy and build confidence in using data to make informed decisions. He has a unique ability to meet people where they are. Whether they are new to working with data or experienced analysts, Jacob patiently equips them with the skills to become confident, capable stewards of their own data. Over the past 5 years, he has designed interactive dashboards with real-time data, trained district staff to effectively analyze and present information, and developed data presentations for teams across FCSS. He also played an important role in building the FCSS data analyst team, strengthening our ability to provide high-quality data support throughout Fresno County. While Jacob's technical expertise is exceptional, it is his character that truly sets him apart. He is humble, approachable, kind, and always willing to help others succeed. Colleagues consistently leave interactions with Jacob having learned something new, feeling more confident and better equipped to serve students. For his outstanding and lasting contributions, we are proud to recognize Jacob as our July Employee of the Month. Congratulations, Jacob, and thank you for making a difference every day.
So Jacob, you remember this part, right? Yeah, we're gonna pour lavish affirmation and appreciation on you. It's gonna be dreadfully uncomfortable. And then you get to do what all people love to do, a public speaking opportunity here. So enjoy. First and foremost, though, I loved everything that we said about you in this write-up, but I really feel strongly that one of the characteristics that was omitted is that you're also really, really, really smart. And I want to underscore that along with all your amazing other attributes, because being a pioneer in this work of the last 4 years, for those of you that maybe don't know, we hadn't had a job title like that in our office. So we had to create it. Then we had to sort of defend it, so to speak. And then we had to pave the way for him to step into the work. To again be a pioneer in this critical work, whereby today, in 4 short years, 5, 6 short years, data drives every decision we make and our school districts as well. And so there's so much respect for the data and so much respect for you for being the pioneer that helped get us all where we are. So we have 1,600 employees in this office. They are exceptional. That's the standard. And you are incredibly exceptional and frankly, very, very consequential, because where we are today in respecting and working with and using data is just light years away from where we've been in the past. So from me to you, thank you. Thank you so very much. I'd also like to thank you for, to that point about being so incredibly smart. We just sat together, you and I think Joe and a few others from your team, to talk a little bit about the results Wednesday that we just sort of dreamed up last January. It went away in May and people are like, what are you doing? We want more numbers. So we sat together to talk about the comprehensive journey that a child, frankly, might experience in our community, ultimately through our schools, and ultimately back out into the community, be a productive member of society and contributing member of our community. And we were peppering you with ideas, and you were meeting us evenly with more suggestions on other variables that contribute to the raising up of our children and developing them to their fullest potential. So I thank you for being exceptional. I thank you for being such a critical part of this incredible team seated behind you. They're really, really remarkable, and you stand your own and often lead the way. I'm just really proud of you and everything you've done for our schools in Fresno County. So I stand with everyone here when I recognize you, and thank you for your contributions.
Now it's our turn. So I'm going to ask Trustee Robles to begin.
Sure. Well, Jacob, I think, the superintendent said it very clearly that your job is so important. And I think one of the things that I really stressed when I first started was, how do we get the community to understand what the role of FCSS is? Because a lot of people don't know, right? A lot of times they focus on what Fresno Unified is doing or the individual unified school districts are doing. So understanding what FCSS role is in overall the school system is so important. And I've been a fan of that data that the superintendent has talked about because it really makes it understandable for the community. I look forward to seeing what those stats tell us, to bragging about them, to other community members, but really it just showcases why like it's so important to fight for these types of positions, because when you understand it from that perspective and you say, you know what, this is why there's a need for this role, we can better communicate that to our community members. And so I applaud the superintendent for being supportive of you and your position, and for you doing such an amazing job. So thank you for that, and I look forward to more updates and continuing to support that as well. So thank you.
Jacob, I don't know, let's talk about it a little bit. How many people would call you incredibly patient? Well, I would hope that everybody who gets a report from you does, because I'm sure you've heard this many times. That's not what I asked for. I used to do some business intelligence reporting like that, and it's always interesting to work with users. And as Superintendent Cover was saying, sometimes you know how the data is going to come out, even when they say, this is what I want. And you're like, well, you really need this other stuff to get there. And they're like, but I just want this one item. And that's the really hard part that you have to navigate all the time, and really have some incredible patience to do that, to provide quality reports. Because sometimes users say, this is what I want, this is the data, and you go, but that data will give you the results you really want. And I think this is where you really want to go. And so there's a lot of patience data analysts have to go through with people. And so I remind everybody, he's really patient even when he doesn't seem like it. Because my wife is a redhead, and so when she's not being patient with me, but trying not to show it, her face gets red. So you judge by the level of redness in your face, probably. But no, thank you for doing that. I know it's incredibly detailed work, and understanding how systems interrelate with each other and bringing that data together, make it presentable, and then making it easier for users to navigate afterwards. Because many times we'll put things together and they're easy for us, and then we're like, oh, somebody who doesn't do this every day maybe looks at it, like a week or something like that. I got to make controls in it that are easy for them to click and move through, and not have all these options. And then when things take a long time to return back to them, it's very frustrating for them. So you've got to get a lot of good parameters and teaching. And so that's where I like they talk about data training here. What an important part of that is that even as an analyst, we're in education, but, I don't say we're all lifelong learners, but to be really successful, you have to be a lifelong learner and a lifelong teacher. Because you're always going to be teaching somebody what you're doing, how to use the things that you make, and then you're also training the people who are coming after you. Because, what's always the succession plan, or there's new employees to train. So we're always learning and we're always teaching. And I think that that's what this really says about you. You're always learning and always teaching.
Fantastic.
Well, my goodness, Jacob. Such a big fuss today about you. The room is full, your colleagues are here, and it's obvious that you are data-driven. Shall we say trailblazer, pioneer, guru? That's the one I like, because you've been able to think out of the box. You have avoided, or maybe not, going down the rabbit hole, because data is just driven. And you're an analysis, you created a new role, you saw there was a need, the niche was needed, you created the need, you saw the need, you created the title, you met it at the point that it was needed, and created something brand new and met the need. So it shows what an analytical mind you have and how generous you are with it, sharing, training, data analyst team, how patient you are, how kind you are with your knowledge and sharing it with the room. And it's evident with your professionalism and your patience. And we thank you for that. Continue to share and grow and keep your mind open, thinking outside of the box as you are, and continue to shine And we thank you for your service. Thank you.
And I get to wrap it up because I am one of these people that loves data and I hate it at the same time. And I know that especially when it gets into the analysis and of data, it just kind of overwhelms me and my colleague, Dr. Greenlaw back there. I wouldn't have got through my doctorate program if he hadn't helped me out because I was the one that did the qualitative studies. And based on the quantitative data, but anyhow. So I so respect you. And what really impresses me is the fact that you are skilled at working with all of our districts and the support staff in those districts that probably don't have, possibly, many may, but many probably don't have near the experience or understanding of the different data sets and sources and how to read it and are probably overwhelmed. And so the fact that you are there beside them, teaching them, training them, helping them understand how to use their data and what it means is so important to all of us across the county. And so we thank you for that. I know that your team around here they're all smiling and nodding their heads and that they really value you and appreciate you as well. So thank you so much for being such an outstanding employee and keep up the great work and keep going. We need you. Anyhow. Your turn.
I'd like to say that I'm really lucky to be able to come in and do the kind of work that I actually truly enjoy doing. But the truth is, it's not necessarily a luck thing. I mean, when I was a kid, my mom really pushed me to do something that I felt had an impact. And this is my community for the past 25 years now. I've lived in Fresno. This is the community. This is the one I want to impact. When my wife and I were broke college students at the time, and she really helped me move forward through that. And the time I spent in Sanger, but I feel like a lot of the work that I get to do that I really enjoy doing, like really kicked off with Dr. Greenlaw kind of talking me in a way to moving into this position at the county office when they said, hey, we want to start doing this kind of work. And I came into it with this idea of such like a technical mindset of what I was going to be doing from the day to day. But like Member Burton and President Matsumoto, what you were talking about with actually helping people learn, that's what I realized is really the cornerstone to growing not just our students in the Valley, but also our educators. Like my time that I get to spend working alongside teachers or admin to help them understand this just absolute massive influx of data that we're getting from all these different platforms, it's so overwhelming to so many people. And I just happen to be very lucky that to me, like this mass amount of data is just such a fun thing to work with and to play with and to visualize to help people understand and get better with it, that I just could not imagine working anywhere else doing any other kind of thing. And as we've seen with a lot of systems coming out, this is just expanding. Everything's just getting bigger. So I'm just very grateful for the board and for everybody on my team that every time I feel like I'm kind of getting stuck doing this work, they just know how to push me just right for us to keep moving forward, to keep supporting people. And I'm just so happy that for the foreseeable future, I will continue to do the work.
Thank you.
While you're walking over to meet me in the center, do you want to introduce your wife?
Yes, please.
My wonderful wife, Ashley. No joke, if she wasn't with me in college, I probably wouldn't have made it through college.
Thank you, wife. We
All
appreciate
right,
you
here we go.
supporting.
Let's see. Does this work? It's so fun to celebrate. And you know, it's a vacation time and you have all these colleagues here today celebrating with you. So that's awesome. Anyhow, so let's move on to our next recognition. Ms. Burrell, I'm sorry, would you please introduce our superintendent superstar?
It's our absolute honor to recognize Isha Melgoza as our July Superintendent Superstar. After graduating from Kingsburg High School in 2023, Alicia enrolled in the Adult Transition Program. Recently, she received the I Believe in You Award and Scholarship. The award was presented by Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Michelle Cantwell-Cofer, before a room full of fellow students, families, and her teachers, to recognize Alicia's acceptance to UC Davis Redwood's SEEDS program, a unique 4-year inclusive college program for 12 recipients designed specifically for California students with intellectual disabilities. Alicia was chosen from more than 80 applicants. During her time at Kingsburg High School, Alicia has been deeply involved in the school community, notably as a member of the Women's Assembly and a dedicated cheerleader. Alicia cheered at every single home and away game, attended cheer camp, and regularly flew high as a flyer.
Wow.
Yeah. Flyer. Through the Adult Transition Program, she has dedicated her time to volunteering across our local community, including work at the Fresno Animal Center, Casaro's Pizza, K-Cap's Thrift Store, Grocery Outlet, and Ace Hardware. In addition to her volunteer work, Alicia has taken a major step in her academic journey by enrolling in classes at Reedley Junior College. Alicia is passionate about making a difference in the lives of children with disabilities, driven by her understanding that not everyone is afforded the same opportunities. She has already taken incredible strides towards this goal by traveling to Sacramento 3 times for Advocacy Day with the Fresno County Special Education Local Plan Area, or SELPA. Inspired by watching her role models, our very own Trina Frazier, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, and Romy Sachere, Director of Student Services, in action at the state capitol. Alicia's ultimate goal is to work side by side with them in the future. She hopes to bring that same level of advocacy back to our local community to create lasting positive change. Congratulations.
Alicia, I'm so delighted to be able to say a word or two about how proud I am of you. Alicia, I don't know if you know this, there are 205,000 students in Fresno County schools. And every month we decide we were going to honor one student and really bring them forward and make sure that everyone in the county knows how really special you are. And you're it. You're our superstar today. You've accomplished so much in your years in our schools and in the community. I don't like the idea of you flying high in the air, though. So I'm just going to have to suppress that fear for a second and just be in the moment with you and recognize how really, really special you are. Right now, you have that beautiful smile on your face. And I can tell you're just a little bit nervous. For those of you in the room, she has a twin sister sitting right next to her. They both have wiggly legs right now. It's adorable, adorable. But back to Alicia. Alicia, we are so incredibly proud of your accomplishment. What you've done by excelling in your community and in the state of California, so much so that you were selected to go to this very prestigious college university program, makes us so proud because we believe very, very passionately that every single child in Fresno County deserves to reach their full greatest potential, and you are a shining star example of that. So we wish you the best on behalf of all of us here, all of us at Team FCSS, your special people in the back that are here lined up to celebrate you. And I know Miss Frazier would be happy to see you today too and just celebrate your success. So on behalf of all of us, congratulations. We're really, really proud of you.
Yeah, Alicia, congratulations. I'm going to say I don't think I ever traveled to Sacramento except on a 6th grade trip to see the train museum and maybe walk around the outside of the Capitol. But I don't know if they would have let me in Sacramento as a high school student for advocacy. So congratulations on all that you've done and all that you've accomplished and that investment in your community. I know it takes a lot of effort on your part and a lot of effort by the team that you have, and your mom and your sister that are here, and the support that they provide to you. Thank you for that support that you provide to her of, helping her achieve what her dreams and her goals are. It's truly that family support that allows each one of us to succeed. And so thank you. And Alicia, congratulations.
Alicia, we are so proud of you today, and we're so happy to have you here with us to honor us with your presence. And you have represented Kingsburg with so much pride. You have accomplished something that many have not been able to. You're going to be at UC Davis. Oh my gosh, you're so smart. Look at you. There's nothing that you can't accomplish, and you have your mom and your sister and your family that supported you all this way. So they saw in you early on a special bright light, and they fed that light, encouraged you, made sure you were everywhere you needed to be on time, at all of your classes, all of your appointments, and showed you a lot of love and support so that you could grow and blossom into the beautiful young lady you are today. We're so proud of you, of all of your accomplishments. Continue to grow and shine, and you can be anything you want to be. We're so proud of you. Thank you for representing us so well. And go to UC Davis, get all of your good learning, and then come back to Fresno County and serve your community with pride. Thank you.
So Alicia, I think we honor so many great students, every month. I've only been elected for a little over a year, and I've seen such amazing students come before us. But in just reading your story, and all the things you've accomplished, it just means so much more, because it really showcases how you've had maybe more obstacles than a lot of other students, and you've been able to overcome those obstacles. And I think I now through you see the importance of why we have, our news station here, because when they highlight your story, there's going to be others that are going to see you and they're going to say, wait, I can do that. Maybe I'm capable of that. And so your story is going to go beyond just this room today. And you're going to inspire so many more students to be able to accomplish many more things. I do want to also, highlight Mom, because I always stress here when I see kiddos and I'm like, oh my gosh, as a parent, you're always like, how am I going to protect them from the world? How are they going to do in school? Are they going to have enough help? How is their experience going to be when I'm not there? And you're an example of how, the school system has been able to really help you and be there for you and open up opportunities, and you've taken all those opportunities. So I commend you on all your efforts, and I am so proud that, you're gonna be at this amazing school and get to inspire more people. And I really hope you come back and show how much more you get to do at UC Davis and give back, because guess what? I will be your #1 cheerleader when that time comes. So, and then hopefully you'll be able to come work for FCSS at some point and be able to give back in that way. So thank you so much, and thank you for being an inspiration, and thank you, Mom, for being there for her.
And Alicia, I have to say that I know Kingsburg, that's part of my area, and I think the fact that you're a superstar in Kingsburg is a really big deal. But then when you expand it to being a superstar across the whole county, that's pretty incredible, and that's really amazing. So congratulations, I'm excited about that. What I hear about you is that you have initiative, and you take the bull by its horns, which means, you just take advantage of opportunities and you go with it, and you contact people when you think you need to, and you're an assertive young woman, and I just admire that so much in you. I hope everything works out for you at UC Davis. I have 2 degrees from UC Davis, and I lived in Davis for a couple years to finish my first degree there. I loved it. And I hope that you do too. I hope that everything works out for you. But beyond that, you have, and the other thing about Davis is right next to Sacramento. So if you're going to do advocacy work, that's only a 15-minute drive if the causeway's clear. So, that's pretty lucky to be in that area next to the Capitol and all the other agencies and legislators that you could help influence for so many people. And I can't say how proud I am of you for being the person you are. And to Mom and sister, thank you so much. It's a really big deal to get this far in the first place, and 2, to have all these aspirations and goals, and for Alicia. And so we can't wait to see what comes next for you, okay? And how things work out in the future. So all I can end this with is go Aggies.
Alicia, how you feeling? You want to say a word or 2 up at that podium?
Can somebody lower the mic for her?
Thank you. By the way, I think this is her classroom teacher, right?
Yeah.
No? Oh, okay.
I'm the one that gets to drive her up to Sacramento every year.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Can you look?
For 2 hours.
He'll lower the mic for you. It's like way too high.
Thank you, Mr. Gong. I have to take this picture. I love the support you have for her.
Okay.
You're good. It's on. Oh. There we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am truly honored to receive the Superintendent Award of the Month. Thank you to the board member and everyone who made this possible. I especially want to thank my family for believing in me every step of the way. Thank you to my teachers, aides, jobs, and coaches, and everyone who has supported me, encouraged me, and helped me become the person I am today. I also want to share something very important to me. Sometimes people have misconceptions about students in special education. Being in my shoes doesn't mean I can't succeed. It means I have to work twice as hard, face challenges and that others may not see, and choose every day to be relentless, resilient, and never give up. This award reminds me that hard work, determination, and pers- persever- perseverance matters, and that every person has a unique gift to share. I would like to give a very special thank you to this. This is the second time I had the honor of receiving an award from you, and that makes today even more meaningful to me. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me, students like me, and for recognizing our hard work. I will always remember this. I hope my story reminds others that no matter what challenges you face, you should never stop believing in yourself. Keep working hard, being kind to others, and never let anyone tell you what you can and cannot achieve. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you again for this incredible honor. I am so grateful and will continue to do my very best. Every day I will not let this community down.
Beautiful.
Well, oh, please. Does Romy, would you like to introduce her family? Alicia, do you want to introduce your sister and your mom? I don't know who wants to do that honor. Alicia, do you want to do that? Do you want to tell us your sister's name and your mom's name?
Just don't worry about the badge.
So you can take that off.
Take it off.
Yeah, take your picture. Oh, she wants her picture, that's right. She wants her twin with her in the picture. Fine. That's all right, let her do it. She wants you to come up with her, sissy.
Come up here. Alicia, what's your sister's name? Olivia. Olivia. That's why you're twins, Alicia and Olivia. And what's your mom's name? Cindy. Congratulations, Cindy. She wants you to look at pictures. And Mark is young lady there. And that. Yes, right. It's gonna be right there.
Take your badge off.
Okay.
Yes, it was, very good. That's cute.
I really like Daniel to say something. Daniel. Daniel.
We're Alicia's cheerleaders, and so I think she's recruited the board as well to join the party of the cheerleaders with her. So, we have to say how rewarding it's been to see Alicia go up to the Capitol every year for the past 3 years and just continue to grow in confidence. When we first started, she didn't say anything until the last assembly member we met, and then every year since then, the 2 years following, she's led every conversation and is really fighting for her peers with with the different types of abilities and making sure that they get what they need and fighting for getting some of the bills that have been passed by. So we really want to thank you, Alicia, for all that you've done, and we know that you'll continue to have success at UC Davis.
Okay, I told you all that was the fun part, anyhow. So we will take a 10-minute recess. Well, I'll give you 12. We'll reconvene at 2:20. There's cake outside after pictures. And so everyone, please enjoy the refreshments. Okay, I told you all this was the fun part, anyhow. So we will take a 10-minute recess. Well, I'll give you 12. We'll reconvene at 2:20. There's cake outside after pictures. And so everyone, please enjoy the refreshments. No.
From Alaska?
All right. How long were you there for?
Seeing my daughter.
Nice. Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. This is time for community input. The public may address the board pursuant to established procedures. No action shall be taken pursuant to California Government Code, Section 54954.3. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the Fresno County Board of Education per board law by law 9323. Is there anyone here to speak in community input? Seeing none, I will close community input. We will now, oh, I've got the wrong one here, sorry. Okay, there is no public hearing, so we're moving on to reports and information. Item I1, Katie Davis, please.
Good afternoon, President. I just added another typo. I am here with a very quick summer to you. This is the Williams settlement report for you.
Well, that's awesome. Are you? I mean, really?
Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you as
excellent work in that arena.
and thank you as a former retired librarian. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to action items regarding charter schools. Item number 1, Dr. Hunt. Oh, I need to read this first, right? Okay, just a moment, Dr. Hunt. Next is item J1 to consider the approval of Big Picture Education Academy material revision. Based on education code, the county must either approve or deny the material revision at this meeting. First, Dr. Jeffrey Hunt will provide information to the board relating to the Charter Committee's report, including its findings and recommendations regarding the material revision. Then Big Picture Educational Academy will have equivalent time to respond to the Charter Committee's recommendations and findings. Dr. Hunt, please.
Good afternoon, President Dr. Masamudi, trustees, Superintendent Holper, and Cabinet. I'm kind of jealous of Katie.
The Williams, it's easy when you're in compliance.
Yeah. Item J1 is to consider approval of the Big Picture Educational Academy material revision to the petition dated July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2027. Big Picture seeks the county board's approval to move their elementary campus from 2811 Mariposa Street here downtown to 1626 West Princeton Avenue over in West Central Fresno. A public hearing for the material revision was held June 18th, 2026. The FCSS Charter Committee reviewed the material revision, including a site visit to the proposed location on May 26th of 2026. Over the past few weeks, the Big Picture Governing Board replaced their superintendent and has been in frequent communication with FCSS leadership as they navigate this change. They are scheduled to provide an academic progress and program update to you, the county board, at the August 20th county board meeting as part of the terms established in their MOU during their renewal in 2025. So they'll be back next month to give you that update. Based on a review of facilities, fiscal implications, including a lease with conditions that are aligned with their charter term, and the new location's overall benefit, the students, the FCSS Charter Committee recommends that the county board approve the material revision. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 3 minutes. Are there any questions of Dr. Hunt? Not at this time, so we're going to try to move it. So thank you, Dr. Hunt. Big Picture will now have equivalent time to respond.
Good afternoon. I won't be as quick as Katie, but I'll keep it under 3 minutes. On behalf of BPEA and our board, I want to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Hunt and the FCSS team who over the last 2 months have reviewed our proposal in detail, inspected the site, worked with us to evaluate our finances, and have recommended that the board approve our material revision. I would also like to thank you, the Fresno County Board of Education, for your continued support of our program. We are incredibly excited to welcome our students and families to our new campus for the upcoming school year. This relocation brings vital improvements that directly elevate our program and support our kiddos' well-being. The move is cost-effective, provides the green spaces that have plagued us for so long and that our kids very much deserve, and provides much-needed dedicated support spaces. The campus is a key part of our ongoing commitment to positive change. The determination and hard work that have gone into making this happen is nothing short of extraordinary. Thank you again for helping us to secure a more vibrant and enriching environment where our students can thrive. Cannot wait to start the next school year.
Thank you so much. I missed your name.
Stephanie Hinton, I'm sorry.
You're Stephanie. Great. Are there any questions of Ms. Hinton? Hinton.
Are you guys planning on having a new superintendent before the new school year?
Our board appointed an interim superintendent,
okay.
Natalie Abrams. She was formerly our high school and adult high school program and is behind the academic growth that we have seen in that program. So she will now be leading us as our interim superintendent alongside me for the upcoming year.
And if this passes today, you guys would be able to start the new school year.
Absolutely, yes.
And this is for the elementary
Elementary.
school, so. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any discussion on this material revision? Is there a motion to either approve or deny?
Motion.
Motion to approve by member Robles. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by member Burton. Roll call, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Motion carries and it's approved. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm just got to get this concludes agenda item J1. So now we'll move on to item J2. Dr. Hunt.
Okay, item J2 is to consider approval of amendment number 2 to the MOU between the Fresno County Board of Education and Big Picture Educational Academy. Amendment number 1 to the Big Picture petition was the addition of an adult site and central office back in 2025. Today's amendment updates the MOU to reflect the approved change of the elementary site. Based on the approval of the material revision, the Charter Committee recommends that the County Board approve Amendment 2 to the MOU between the County Board and Big Picture.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there a motion to approve the MOU?
Motion to approve amended number 2 to the MOU with BPEA to formalize the material revision.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second. Motion by Tapscott-Munson, second by Robles. Roll call, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, moving on to item J3. Consider approval of Crescent View West Public Charter Material Revision. Based on Education Code, the county must either approve or deny the material revision at this meeting. First, Dr. Hunt will provide information to the board relating to the Charter Committee's report, including its findings and recommendation regarding the material revision. Then, Crescent View West Public Charter will have equivalent time to respond to the Charter Committee's recommendations and findings. Dr. Hunt.
So item J3 is to consider approval of the Crescent View West Public Charter School Material Revision, and that's a revision to their current petition dated July 1, 2021 to June 30th of 2027. Crescent View West seeks approval from the county board to move its Sunnyside satellite location, currently located at 5659 Cesar Chavez Boulevard, to 4971 East Cesar Chavez Boulevard, which is Cesar Chavez and Willow Avenue. A public hearing for the material revision was held June 18th, 2026. The FCSS Charter Committee reviewed the material revision, including a site visit to the proposed location on May 26th. During the submission process of the material revision, the Fresno City Council recently voted to revert the name of Cesar Chavez Boulevard back to Kings Canyon Road. In East Fresno, we are actively working with Crescent View West leadership to navigate this change. Once finalized, an additional amendment will occur via written communication between Crescent View West and the board via FCSS staff. Based on our review of the petition, facilities, and supporting documents, the committee recommends that the county board approve the material revision.
Thank you. I know all the challenges of road name changes. Any questions of Dr. Hunt? Okay, thank you. So, thank you, Dr. Hunt. Crescent View West will now have equivalent time to respond. He was pretty fast, you know?
Hard to be fast, I just love you. Good afternoon. I just wanted to thank the board for giving us the opportunity to present our petition during the public hearing, and we just could look forward to our continued partnership. Thank you again.
Any questions, comments? Okay, is there a motion regarding Crescent View West material revision?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Tapscott-Munson, second by Robles to approve Crescent View West material revision. Roll call, please.
President Masimoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Let's see, Clyde is absent. There we go. This concludes agenda item J3. So now moving quite on to item J4. Consider approval of amendment number 3 to Memorandum of Understanding with Crescent View West Public Charter. Dr. Hunt.
Item J4 is to consider approval of amendment number 3 to the MOU between the Fresno County Board of Education and Crescent View West. Amendment number 1 to the Crescent View petition was the approved move of the Clovis satellite location back in 2022. Amendment number 2 was the charter term extension granted to charters in 2023. Today's amendment updates the MOU to reflect the approved change of location to the Crescent View West Sunnyside satellite location. Based on the approval of the material revision, the Charter Committee recommends that the County Board approve Amendment 3 to the MOU between the County Board and Crescent View West Public Charter.
Questions? Discussion? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Burton, second by Tapscott-Munson. Roll call, please.
President Masimoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Motion carries. Thank you so much. Moving right along. See, we're going to do this. Okay. The next item is J5 to consider the approval or denial of the Crescent View West Public Charter Renewal Charter Petition and applicable recommended resolution. Based on Education Code, the board must either approve or deny the renewal charter petition at this meeting. First, Dr. Jeffrey Hunt will provide information to the board relating to the Charter Committee's report, including its findings and recommendation regarding Crescent View West renewal charter petition. Then Crescent View West will have equivalent time to respond to the Charter Committee's recommendations and findings. Dr. Hunt.
So item J5 is to consider approval or denial of the Crescent View West Public Charter School Renewal Petition dated July 1, 2027 to June 30th, 2032, and adoption of recommended resolution number 2026-23. The petition was submitted April 23rd, 2026 to the FCSS Charter Committee. The Charter Committee performed a thorough and objective review of the petition and supporting documents, including verifiable outcome data submitted by the Charter and publicly available data utilizing California Department of Education's Data Quest, the California Dashboard, and Crescent View West local, and the Crescent View West Local Control and Accountability Plan, among other things. Additionally, members of the Charter Committee attended the Crescent View West public hearing on June 18th to hear from Crescent View West staff, students, and community members. The committee conducted a charter renewal site visit on May 20th, 2026, where team members met with Crescent View West leadership, students, parents, and team members. Based on the review of the charter petition, interviews, and analysis of student outcomes, the committee unanimously agreed to the recommendation outlined in Section 5 of the staff report. It reads, the Charter Committee has determined that the CVW PCS, Crescent View West Charter School, renewal petition meets the Education Code requirements for charter renewal and recommends that the Fresno Board of Education approve Crescent View West Public Charter Schools petition for renewal. Thank you.
Any questions of Dr. Hunt and his committee? Okay, thank you, Dr. Hunt.
Dr. Hunt, I have a question. What are we doing to increase our data scores, numbers for our African American students?
Would you like to ask Crescent View West?
Okay, sure thing, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Hunt. Crescent View West will now have equivalent time to respond.
Good afternoon. Thank you again. And I just wanted to answer your question. We are currently working with Fresno County Superintendent of Schools with our DA work. And so just trying to be able to provide additional supports to our African American students.
Such as?
So they're doing site studies to see, okay, what's causing the students to have that difference or the gap in enrollment, the gap in their learning, and trying to see, okay, what additional supports we can provide, such as tutoring or offering additional courses as IXL, as remediation, to be able to better support students at the grade level of their 11th grade content grade level test. That's CASP.
Okay, what's the, so as far as your male African American students, what is their current reading level that they're reading at?
Well, so most of our students, and I can get that information to you, I don't have that exact specific data, but most of our students' reading levels are between the 5th and 6th grade level. And so our typical student stays with us for 8 months. So it depends when the student comes. We try, for all of our students, when they enroll, we are giving them an NWEA assessment. And so based off of those, their RIT scores, we can place them appropriately in classes. And then that also determines if they need intervention or not. So it just depends on the time of the year that the students are with us, but typically most of our students are between the 5th and 6th grade level.
Okay, thank you.
I know that you have a special population of students and that they're not with you all the time, although I have to say I am concerned about the math scores in particular, as well as the college and career indicators that seem to have dropped since prior years. Can you explain either or both why you think that happened, and two, what you're doing to rectify those areas?
Absolutely. So with math, a lot of our students are hesitant to take math. And so being on independent studies, we try to focus on 1 to 2 classes. Math has always been a struggle for our students. And so we're looking at just new techniques to better support our students and to see, okay, where the gaps are, how we can bridge those gaps with those students, seeing the time of the year that they attend with us, and then what we can do during that time. As far as a CCI, this year, or this new school year, the business rules have changed. And so prior to that, our students were taking 2 college classes that we felt like they could handle, not only the college classes along with our high school classes. Since the business rules have changed, we're working with our local community college to see, okay, what classes that we can offer that will benefit our students as well as support them in their post-secondary. And so we're working right now with West Hills College to create an ethnic studies course, also looking at to see what core classes our students can take. A lot of it is our students having to manage both high school and college at the same time. And so if our students aren't successful turning in credits on the weekly basis, where we won't enroll them into a college class until they've showed that success, because we want them to have success in high school and at the college level. So it says finding that balance, and so some of those students, it's trying to see, okay, what their goals are, because some of the students, when they come to us, they want to get caught up, and they say they don't want to do these extra stuff. They want to go back to, their traditional schools, or if they want to stay with us. So our goal's been each year to, for every grade level, try to, introduce 1 to 2 college classes that our students can take. So by the time they graduate, they have at least completed between 4 to 6 classes. But it also depends on, when the students enroll and at what age and grade level. So trying to also keep in mind like the students' needs, but also how we can best support them at the school site.
I'm still worried about math.
Math
And that it sounds like it's optional whether they take math or not?
No. So math,
Okay.
it's still a required class that they take. It's just we're being very strategic on when the students take it. And so for making sure that, our students who are testing, who are in 11th grade, are taking a math class right away, they're also getting that support throughout the year. Because if they complete the math class, let's say in September, because each credit, each course is based off of credits, and so it's 10 credits. So if a student, and the school year starts July 1st, completes 10 credits of Algebra 1, they're not going to see that math course again until the next year. And so we're trying to find ways that we can support them, especially if they've already completed that requirement early on the spring semester, and creating different elective classes that can help support students with the next level. So we're really trying to be mindful and help supporting students with classes that are at their grade level, and seeing, okay, what they need for 9th grade, making sure they complete those classes before they go on to the 10th grade level and ahead. So math is not optional, it's required, every kid takes it. It's just the timing of the year when the students take it.
It's like get them on a roll, right? If you guys pass Algebra 1, let's get into Algebra 2
we should be a calculus.
or
We should
integrated
be
math.
offering calculus. What's the highest math course you offer?
So we do have, let's say it's pre-calculus. We have very few students who take that. If we need, we do have calculus, but there hasn't been a student who wanted to complete that. And so we're also looking at, okay, what is their pathway? Are they A through G? If they're A through G, helping them, making sure that they've completed those. And we're trying to align with our surrounding school districts to see if they're offering integrated math. We're trying to do the integrated math, or we're trying to do the traditional math, just based on the students and what school districts they're going to. Because some of the students, when they leave, if they've completed an integrated math, not the traditional pathway, it gets a little complicated at their school of residence, so we're best trying to support them. But it's also filling those gaps, and we recognize math is an area of a concern, and we're working on that. We're working on DA, we're working on, what our PLCs to see, okay, what is our data showing? How can we best support our students? How can we get them to where we need to? And we did show, small growth. It was still small growth. We were celebrated our growth, but we still have a long ways to go, and we recognize that as a school.
So, being the former librarian at J.E. Young, I would have a lot of students that would be at J.E. Young, and we're the safety net of Fresno Unified. So they would be at J.E. Young, then they'd leave J.E. Young and go to Crescent View. I'm going to Crescent View to do my credit recovery. They'd get over to Crescent View, and then they take the class, and they have these big packets. I don't know if things have changed. I'm just telling you from when I was there. They'd have the big packets, and they have to complete the packets. And if they didn't complete the packets and pass the packets, then all the time that they had invested in credit recovery then was lost, because they didn't pass the packets. So then now they've been there for about 3 or 4 months. They're like, oh my gosh, okay, I didn't get to complete what I wanted to or accomplish while I was here. And then they're back at J.E. Young. So there was a lot of that back and forth, back and forth. So what is the stature set up now? Is it more classroom time, that they're actually in classroom hours and then less packets, or what's the structure now?
It's still a combination of both. And so the students who want small group instruction, who benefit from that, will attend small group instruction. So that's 2 to 3 times a week with a teacher, and they're going through each of those credits, and the teachers providing direct teaching. But there's also that homework component. And then we're also, but there's, if the students choose not to be in a class with their peers of 10 to 15, they have the option of doing it independently with their teacher one-on-one, but that teacher is looking at, okay, where the gaps are and how they can best support. And we've been doing a lot of work with FCSS on identifying essential standards for our math and making sure that we're focusing on those essential standards and seeing, okay, what do our students need to know? How can we best support them? And so instead of having that 40, 50-page packet, we've narrowed it down to, okay, what is needed to best support you with that unit, and how can it help you with your other classes?
Thank you. What's numbers now?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
We're here to help and support. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I have one last question, and that is, it seems to me that this is a little early in the process for redoing the charter, and I'm just curious what the rationale was to bring it this early. Or have you traditionally brought it a year in advance?
Traditionally, it's a year that it's up for renewal, so our renewal term would be expiring at the end of this year, which is June 30th, and so we just wanted to do it during that renewal, during the fall semester, where we know everyone's not as impacted, and we have that opportunity to spend additional time with the board, with superintendents if they have questions.
I was just curious, and I just wanted to say that I know I have attended a couple of your graduations, and those students are really, they're so proud, and the graduations are beautiful events, and including the one at the dental assisting program, which is one of your career-oriented classes, and so, I was looking at the data. We talked about data earlier, and it's like, so the data shows red, 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 red. And I do know that you are actually working and providing opportunities for students. It's just unfortunate that more of them aren't able to
complete the
And
process and move ahead. Right.
we're based off of the 4 to 5 year cohort, and so we know that's going to be a lot more reds and orange versus a 1 year cohort, which we celebrate that because that's where our graduation rate is, and our CCI, you can see a lot more the difference between the 4 to 5 year versus a 1 year cohort, but just increasing, finding out like what the students' wants and needs are and building pathways based off of that. And so we're currently in the process. We reviewed all the surveys, and our students are the top thing on their list was a business pathway. So we're in the process of creating a business pathway. We have a child development one, the dental one, and then we have our CNA one. So based off of the students' needs, we're working with local community partners and or colleges to see how we can best support them.
Banking. Awesome.
Great.
What's your enrollment?
Our enrollment as of today?
End of the, yeah.
Oh, at the end of the year, we're about 1,800. So it fluctuates from anywhere from like 1,600 to about 1,800. So usually around CBEDS Day, which is the first day in October, it's about 1,600. As the year progresses, we tend to enroll more students. Since we're year-round, our school year starts July 1st, ends June 30th. Sometimes our students think we're off for the summer, and they will, not return until September or when the rest of the school is going.
Well, it's great options for students.
1,800 kids.
Yeah.
Students, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Anyhow, okay, thank you. Any other questions, anyone?
Well, I think we kind of understand, because we have lots of students that are, I call them temporary. Like they're here for a short amount of time, not that full 5 year, how you were talking about that cohort period, because I think it was said during presentations that your average student is with your school for 8 months. And so I think that's that dashboard alternative designation, because of the short term that the students are with you, that kind of always has to be reflected of. Students generally come to you like Member Tapscott Nelson said, and they're academically credit deficient, and you're doing an initial assessment of them and they're reading at a fifth grade reading level. And then you're trying to bring them up in a very short amount of time that you have to recover credits and bring reading forward. So it's a tremendous lift that you guys are doing.
And then they leave and then they get tested, and you get new students, and those are the students that get tested. I understand that, so I just,
Psych.
we love to see at least yellow or green or blue. And some of your areas. Exactly. Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So the staff has prepared resolution 2026-23 to approve the Crescent View West Public Charter Renewal Charter petition for a term of 5 years. Is there a motion to adopt resolution number 2026-23? Approving the question bits. Okay, motion to approve was by, I heard two over here.
Brian was first, and I'll
Okay,
second.
motion by Burton and second by Tapscott Munson. Roll call, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. This concludes agenda item J5. So moving on to J6, Dr. Hunt.
Right, so based on the approval of the Crescent View West Charter Renewal Petition, item J6, consider approval of the memorandum of understanding governing charter school and authorizing practices between the Fresno County Board of Education and Crescent View West Public Charter. The Crescent View West Public Charter Renewal Petition was just approved for a 5-year term, July 1st, 2027 to June 30th, 2032. And thus the MOU that is before you is a 5-year agreement. The MOU drafted between the two parties includes, but is not limited to, establishing relationships, responsibilities, and representatives involved in the charter authorizing. It includes provisions for material revisions to the charter, expectations for charter school facilities, charter school governance, fiscal operations, enrollment, special education, personnel, charter school oversight activities, and associated fees. Charter oversight at FCSS is a team effort that includes multiple FCSS departments. The FCSS Charter Schools Department's role is that of charter oversight and not a professional learning provider. Site visits and other oversight practices may lead to recommendations for support, but the department does not provide direct technical assistance.
Thank you. You mentioned a financial component, and what is that?
So Crescent View West, just like other public schools and our charter schools are required, our MOU just ensures that they are aware that they're required to submit the annual the fiscal reports. So first interim, annual budgets, LCAPs. So our MOU just says that they are required to submit those reports as other schools, as all schools are. And when our fiscal team, when Kevin's team has questions about those, they, whether it's the LCAP or their annual budget or interim budgets, they reach out to the schools.
That wasn't the question I had. I meant as far as the county.
Great.
As far as, do we have any buy-in?
Oh, no, their board manages their fiscals.
Thank you.
Our fiscal department just does a review.
Financial.
Yeah.
Okay. Fiduciary. Thank you.
Yep.
Are there any changes to the previous MOU? Like,
There are the only changes that we generally make to the MOU is when there are changes in law. And Jason and I work really closely on those, and I don't think there were substantial changes. With Crescent View West as a Davenport alternative charter, Dr. Greenlaw and I will be meeting with them. Ed Code says within the first year of their new charter term. So Dr. Greenlaw and I will be meeting with them to identify those local indicators that they'll be held accountable to on top of the Davenport indicators. That's some of these.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, is there a motion to approve the MOU? Motion by Robles, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Tapscott Munson. Roll call, please.
President Matsumoto.
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Motion carries. Congratulations. Thank you.
Do great things, you are.
Okay, yay. Moving on to item 7, facilities and operations. Mr. Becker, consider approval of award construction services agreement to lowest responsive and responsible bidder for the playground improvements at Monte Vista, Raymaker, and Sutherland. Project number C2026-18.
Good afternoon, President Masamoto, members of the board, Superintendent Coe, members of cabinet. This item, as the President mentioned, asks the board to consider award of the playground improvement project at Monte Vista, Raymaker, Sutherland, and Monte Vista. As you will recall, we brought this before you in the month of June, at your June meeting. We did this project in May, and at that meeting, all bids were rejected due to the low bidder not including a significant portion of the project scope, the other bids being above budget. Immediately after that meeting, we advertised for bids a second time, and those bids were opened on July 7th. You have the bid tabulation form in your packet. The apparent low bidder is GCB1 Inc., doing business as GC Builders, and is very near the architect's estimate of $952,000. That was the estimate, with a bid of $965,747.70. HBC Enterprises was the second low bidder at $1,026,449. On July 8, HBC Enterprises submitted a protest on the following grounds. That GC Builders listed the clay tile subcontractor as soft surface and listed the location, Department of Industrial Relations registration number, and contractor's number of a different subcontractor, Ports and Greens, located in Bakersfield. I will point out that the specified manufacturer of the product, my California accent's going to mess this up, is soft surfaces, no T, SOF surfaces. The listed name that GC Builders included was soft surface. HBC contacted Ports and Greens, the other subcontractor, and verified that they were not a authorized contractor to install the product. The protest further asserted that the error cannot be cured because that would violate public contract code, and asked that the board reject GC Builders' bid and award the project to HBC Enterprises. On July 9th, GC Builders responded, and their response indicated that they always intended to use soft surfaces as the subcontractor and provided email correspondence to that effect, requesting pricing proposals from soft surface as well as soft surfaces response back to them. They also asserted that they never sought proposals from Ports and Greens and acknowledged the error of listing soft surface and the incorrect location and DIR number. They further assert that that error did not change the bid number one bit, not 1 penny, because the number that's incorporated into the bid was the soft surface. So they assert that there was no material effect. So GC Builders in that document requested the board deny the protest and award the contract to GC Builders. We consulted with legal counsel, as we can imagine one might do, and responded to the HBC protest in writing July 13. Important points from that response: note that in our instructions to bidders, we expressly reserve the right to waive any informality or irregularity in any bid, and evaluated the circumstances to standards as have been spelled out in case law over the years. essentially the analysis found that the protest of HBC lacked merit and that the correction or waiving of the irregularity did not have a material effect on the bid and would be in the public's best interest to award to GC builders. HBC responded on July 14th with a request for reconsideration and rebuttal to that July 13th letter from FCSS. They noted that they reserved the right to file a government claim and petition for writ of mandate, and essentially reiterated the points from their initial bid protest. We have not issued a formal response to them. We have consulted with legal counsel and again find that the items outlined in that request for reconsideration and rebuttal lack merit. And so based on those facts and analysis, it's the recommendation to you that the board reject HBC's bid test, waive the irregularity in GC Builders' bid, and award the playground improvement project at La Vista, Raymaker, and Sutherland to GCBIE doing business as GC Builders, and authorize the superintendent of schools to execute the contract for construction services, to enter into any amendments thereto, and to take any and all actions necessary or proper to implement the contract. And with that, I am happy to answer any questions that you may have. And we also have Mr. Lozano here from legal counsel.
I have one question.
Yes.
Is GCB one licensed?
Yes.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you. That you've confirmed that.
I would like to ask you to please repeat the recommendation.
Of course.
I couldn't follow it all.
Yes, so the recommendation is really three-pronged. The recommendation is that the board reject HBC's bid protest, waive the irregularity in GC Builders' bid, and award the playground improvement project to GC Builders.
This is a price difference of how much?
About $60,000.
I'm trying to make us accept the bid.
So I know that you, as long as it's stated, so the statement earlier was that you include in your bid documentation that goes out to them, reserving the right to, I'm just gonna call it like, clarify clerical errors and waive those clerical errors if they're received on them. I think you said something kind of to that, like the right to waive, but the right to waive minor errors.
Yeah, it's more than just a clerical error. It would be a bid irregularity.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't advantage one bidder over another.
Yeah, well, I'm going SOF versus SOFT.
Yes.
That's a keystroke. And sounds like they had somebody that didn't match the two names up.
And then
So
the
that's a
number
bid
that,
irregularity.
sorry, then the number that was related to that business was the wrong number?
So the contractor's license, the Department of Industrial Relations registration number, and the location or place of business listed were for the incorrect subcontract.
Yeah.
But that's all been cleared up.
So it was more than one keystroke difference.
Well,
It was
that- yeah.
also
And
the
then they
number.
didn't- Yeah, they didn't go clarify that next spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's all been verified and everything is up to par.
Yes, actually, as a part of the response from GC Builders, and we do have Mr. Campbell's here now for GC Builders. They provided a updated subcontractor listing as part of their July 9th response. So within 48 hours, we had received that clarification.
Okay. Any questions? Any further questions? Okay, so do we need to, can we make this in one motion, or do we need to have three different motions for?
It can be one motion.
So, council, I'm going to say, is it viewed as a low risk of exposure?
In terms of the risk of exposure, if you're talking about how likely it is that the losing bidder is going to pursue litigation, that's rather difficult to say. If you're asking if they do pursue litigation, how likely is it to be successful? I would say unlikely to be successful.
So basically.
So let's see. I think we need to call two motions, right?
I think you could group it all in one. Change it. Yeah. I think it can be a motion.
Well, yeah, but
Reject.
there's two items, right? The motion to reject.
It doesn't really matter. You can make two motions if you want to, or you can lump it all together.
So motion to reject the protest by HBC Enterprises and award the agreement to GCB1 Incorporated.
I think included in that, you need to waive the irregularities.
Oh, and waive the irregularities to GCB1's bid sheet.
Okay, all three parts.
If you want me to state all together, I can do that, and someone can make a motion.
That's my motion there.
I knew that was a motion.
There you go.
I would recommend that someone make a motion to reject the bid protest of HBC Enterprises, waive irregularities to GCB1 Inc.'s bid, and to award the construction services agreement to GCB1 Inc.
So I'll make the motion to reject the protest of HBC1 Enterprises, waive the irregularities of GCB1 Incorporated, and award project number C2026-18 to GCB1 Incorporated.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion by Burton and a second by Tapscott Munson. Roll call, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Yeah. Motion carries. Thank you. Complicated. All righty. Moving on, Dr. Kofer. Superintendent Kofer. Consider approval of our project. Your name is listed.
Yes, wonderful. I'll simply provide again the background. The Fresno County Superintendent of Schools annually supports a project with the goal of improving the wellness, education, and future success of the school children in Fresno County. The project should sponsor events and programs that enhance existing programs or services that impact the diversity of Fresno County students, families, schools, and communities, or support community initiatives that seek student participation and increase student opportunities. There are two projects that have been submitted this month. One, West Fresno Family Resource Center with the project title of West Fresno Family Resource Center Sweet Potato Project. And number two, Boys and Girls Clubs of Fresno County project title Summer Brain Gain.
I have a just quick question on that introduction. Is it the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools who supports, or is it the Fresno County Board of Education? That just
The funding comes from the Office of the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools. It is at the discretion of the board to make that selection.
And this is separate to our board project.
This is the additional $3,800 that was left over from last year.
And then were we trying to assist the West Fresno Family Resource Center in another venue of funding? Were we
No.
able to? No.
So, Vice President Tapscott Munson, I know that you submitted that proposal.
But I'll pull
Can you-
mine and I would be in favor of the Boys and Girls Club, being that we have already funded them previously. And being that Member Burton has submitted another proposal, if we want to take the Boys and Girls Club and move that $3,800 that we put back into our funding from last year, then I would be in favor of that.
Member Burton, is there anything that you'd like to share about your proposal?
No, last time, I think we had some discussion on whether we had funded the sweet potato project previously. The Boys and Girls Club happened to be here during our meeting and kind of listened and had a discussion with their director, Jason Harnold, afterwards, and said, if you do believe you have something, you can feel free to submit to us. He got back to me relatively quickly about their summer program that they have for students in Fresno County at their, I think they have 16 centers or something.
Yeah, we have one in South.
So just far reaching for their program. They affect a lot of students, a lot of kids across Fresno who are socioeconomically disadvantaged. And so their program reaches, far across our entire county of Fresno. And so I just said, it's no guarantee, but if you want to submit something, feel free.
And with all the cuts to all of our programs, everyone's in need, so I'm in agreement as well.
Any questions? Okay, so is there,
Make a motion.
would you like to make a motion?
I can. I can motion to allocate the $3,800 to the Boys and Girls Club Summer Brain Gain Program. That you can see though mainly 14 clubs. Sorry, don't want to misquote them. To service their clubs in Fireball, Mendota, Huron, Selma, Reedley, and throughout Fresno County.
Second.
Motion by Burton and second by Tapscott Munson. Roll call, please.
President Massimilian,
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson. Yes. Member Burton,
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Motion carries. So I assume that Member Burton, you'll be the liaison with the Boys and Girls Club. And hopefully, if timing works out, we could have how many did we approve last month? 3 different programs?
Four.
Please, 4.
Plus this one, 5?
5.
Then it would be 5. That we could invite them to our August meeting or September meeting, if they're available, just to recognize them for their work and celebrate.
And when are we releasing the
Project.
checks? May I speak?
Yes, please.
Okay. The first 4, I know that I reached out to them. I sent them all the financial documents they need to send back. I've only received response from ITSE's 2 projects, and I'm still working that. Once we get that back, relatively, 3 weeks before we can get it.
Has mine responded?
Well, no, she was already established, but, you're talking about the sweet potato project?
No, the
No.
freedom.
Haven't gotten response from the other ones yet. And I'm following up on the inquiries I sent. So when I inquire the next time, I'll be sure to CC you all.
Okay, I'll follow up on Monday.
I'll send you the last communication, and then you'll have the paper trail for all of your projects that were submitted and approved. So you'll know what's happening. Maybe you could get them to send me the documents, which is a W-9 and a 590, so that we can establish them in our financial system. If they're not. So sweet potato project was already in there. So that's the first step of what I do.
Thank you. Okay, great. All right, so we're moving on to closed session then. So let me see here. I don't have any wording for closed session, do I? So we're going to adjourn to closed session. So anyone, officer and Paul, if you would, obviously we need to be off the online program, and if you'd exit for a few minutes until we call you back in. Thank you so much. Paul, are we ready? Okay, we're ready to, so we're back into open session. And I'm reporting that in closed session by unanimous vote, the board took action to reject government claims that were presented against the Fresno County Board of Education by Deshaun White Davis and Dalen Apodaca. So we're moving on now to trustee activities, item L. Are there any travel requests? No, okay, travel expense claims. I know I was late on getting mine in, so mine will be next month, but we have one from trustee Burton. This is an expense claim for travel to ACCBE.
Oh, yes.
Is there any discussion? Is there a motion to approve or deny the claim?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Tapscott Munson, second by Robles. Roll call, please.
President Masimoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Great. Any other, no other travel expenses or reimbursement? That's it. Not yet.
For today.
All right. Any receipt of correspondence? I was thinking I had something. I don't have it. Okay. Any comments by board members? Trustee Robles?
Nope.
Anything you'd like to share? Any updates?
I'll share. I had a wonderful time at our CAPSI conference.
The 6th Annual Institute Liberating Black Excellence. And we had Will I Am was with us. We had and he has a fantastic AI program. Oh my gosh. He is so cool. He got really comfortable on stage. And sharing he's just brilliant.
Yes, he is.
And intellectual collection of data and community and how we should own our own data intelligence and we should be profiting from it instead of others profiting and how it can become a complete community of wealth. It's very impressive. Math was very high. We're going to be introducing and then speaking with Crescent View and the other charters that are having issues with their math numbers. Just how you teach, and we have a blueprint that's going to be launched. But one of the examples they gave us was when you're speaking with the students and you say, what's 57? They're like, oh, it's 57. Well, no, they don't know it's 5 10s and 7 1s. So bringing math more and offering calculus and making sure that we're introducing math early on, 3rd, 5th grade, and lining up calculus so that they're able to receive that. Also, HQIM, high quality instructional material. How many goals do we have as far as our LCAP? And do we have a crisis communication plan?
Yes.
And that's what I said. I was like, I remember around the pandemic, we started doing that. So yeah, it's a really good information, power packed. And we had people there from East Coast, and we had secretaries that were there from Chicago. So, I'd love for my secretary to be able to go 1 year, maybe next year to Napa. She could join. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Member Burton?
Surprisingly, school is very quickly around the corner, and I was reminded by that of my cousin telling me that her son returned to school yesterday. It's like, wow, back to school yesterday in Arizona. So, school's close around the corner than I think most of us think. And, a lot of the all-staff days for districts, including superintendent of schools, is right around the corner. And so, get your schedule ready to attend school activities and be with students and support their efforts.
Thanks. Did you want to mention anything from ACCB?
I think I mailed you guys out what their items are. Their advocacy committee did not meet during the past month, and their board meeting that was scheduled for Tuesday was canceled. So forwarding everybody on their items that are coming.
Yeah, we all received are you finished?
Yeah.
Thank you. That we all received communications from HCCBE and CSBA about, the closing of the legislative session and budget and all of that stuff. HCCBE in particular was asking for letters of support, which Trustee Burton and I at least talked a little bit about, last meeting, we said that we would try to do a little subcommittee and try to figure out how we should handle certain things. We are doing a little research, so it was just another example of asking boards to send letters of support, of course, in collaboration with their superintendent, but we currently, as far as I know, have no mechanism to do that unless we bring it up at a meeting, and they were asking for a quick turnaround. So, that's what we're discussing.
Are you our representative?
Yeah, but I can't write on behalf of the board. That's the item, so.
Right, so the request is that, like board president writes a letter to the different committees and/or the Senate or the Assembly, if they're addressing a specific piece of legislation. And so we have not discussed specific pieces of legislation as a board, so that I nor Brian or anybody else could write a letter representing our board to do that. So I just wanted to bring that up as another example we're trying to work on. And we'll need to figure out some mechanism to discuss, draft policy or something for us to discuss and consider whether or not we as a board want to even do that kind of thing. So
would that
therefore how to do it.
So therefore, would that need to be an agenda item so that we could have that conversation and then make a decision from there?
Right.
Yeah, so.
About process, so that's what we're working on, about process. We're not addressing individual items at this point. We're just thinking about receiving from other counties, if they've got already policies in place, that we can collect their policies. I did inquire with CSBA, and they have not been able to provide me yet with any policy related to a county board. They have stuff for local boards, but not county boards. So I just wanted to bring that up, that, it's something to anticipate when we get more information and can put together a proposal or a policy or something to consider and review.
And I think that's why it's important we maintain our organization for the county board, because even at CAPSI, we were talking about having a conversation. I said, well, we have legal counsel on staff, and others, oh, well, we can't afford it. And then, of course, we're county. And he said, oh, you came here and Big Brother does, right? Well, we're the county, that's what we do. But then they also have to understand it's different for us, and there's different shifts and courses that need to be tailored to us county board members compared to school board members. So it's still all over, and we still need to have that collective brought together in order to strengthen.
Exactly. So, and I don't have anything else to report on. It's been kind of a nice, quiet summer so far. That's great. Let's move on to item M, Superintendent.
It has been a quiet summer, though there's been a lot of work going on, and I'll briefly summarize just a few highlights. July is an incredibly busy time for us at FCSS with regard to planning for the year ahead. And I'm really excited to share with you a little bit about the fact that we're revisiting our strategic plan this year. When we wrote our strategic plan 4 years ago, it was our intention that it not be a document that gets dusty on a shelf, but rather we revisit it every year. And at the course of this period, we're going to revisit it very holistically in the year ahead. So exciting about that. And really a good opportunity to check what we said we were going to do relative to what we're delivering on. I always love to take the moment to highlight a little bit more of the unique contributions to the field from Team FCSS. I know as you travel, you hear lots of compliments about our staff in various different departments. We have a pretty exceptional group here at FCSS. A couple things I just want to single out. Trina Frazier has been invited numerous times to speak on the Senate floor or the Assembly floor to advocate for mental health. She is widely recognized as just a consummate professional and expert in the arena. And there was a post on our social media of the chair of the Education Committee in Sacramento with the biggest smile I've ever seen, because she was so proud of what she had gotten to do on behalf of children across the state of California by way of Trina advocating for our students. I also got the privilege of participating in internal finances year-end celebration, and that looks a lot like a big potluck, but Domenico made sure I knew exactly specifically how to call people out and thank them for their quiet, behind-the-scenes work in our office. And what really struck me is I knew things were being done in our office to make our business functions far, far more efficient and effective so that we would frankly have a greater use of our resources. I just didn't know how many departments were involved and how much of a agency-wide lift was involved. We have over 20 people in our information technology department that have been working regularly with our HR department to improve services to things like payroll and functioning in our HR department. The kind of stuff that's boring but can make somebody's life miserable when they don't get their check in time to make their mortgage payment. So these are some really basic things that we knew all along we could get better at, but that we've done an incredible job in this last 1 year. And then internal finance has done things like making more efficient the purchase order process, all of which is making us better as stewards of public funding. And it makes me really, really proud. Again, these are the kinds of things that don't make the headlines, maybe don't directly affect the front line of students and impact, but I am really proud of the efficiencies that have been taking place in our office and how far-reaching it is. Again, I just mentioned 3 departments, and there's many, many more involved. We also got a shout out in a statewide publication about the way that we serve school districts relative to math adoption. And that kind of came out of nowhere as well. Again, these are normal routine activities we do, but somebody at the level of Sacramento said, holy cow, they're doing it better than most. So we're going to shout out Megan Thompson in our math department. Again, those are the kinds of things that if I'm not walking around doing management by walking around, I may not get to hear all those successes. Just really, really proud of our team. I'm very concerned about e-bikes. So if you haven't already heard me proselytizing at the top of the rooftops about the dangers of e-bikes, what you should know is we are losing students. It's tragic. Yes. Yes. Well, yes, anything that's motorized out there that's coexisting with those of us driving cars, we are being really intentional, given that this is summertime and we have students riding e-bikes from 6 a.m. until, dark, and then we're about to start up the school year. So we're expecting more kids with more e-bikes, and a lot of us on the road just not looking out for them. It's a new phenomenon. So we're just really trying to inform the community, and it's not just us, by the way. It is Valley Children's Hospital. It's Police Chief Mindy Casto. It's far-reaching because of the, frankly, number of accidents we're experiencing. So I invite you to join the choir and help spread the word.
I'll just insert that CSBA's Ledge Committee voted on supporting legislation to limit e-bikes and electronic scooters around and on school campuses. I don't know where that is yet in the process, but
I will look into that. I appreciate that because it's nice to know that there's so much coordination relative to this really important and pressing issue. The last thing I'll just want to say is we are very intentional about data collection. Some data is harder to catch, but I will tell you that as we wrapped up this school year, it is incredible the accomplishments of Fresno County's graduating class of 2006. So we graduated about 15,000 students in Fresno County schools. More than 1,500 of them earned the state seal of biliteracy. That is something that Fresno County has so much pride about, and that the potential to grow that number of students being recognized as being biliterate is a great goal for us in this year ahead. We also had continued gains outside of just graduation and our graduates. We've had continued gains in ELA and math across the county. School districts right now are starting to share that information at an individual school district level, and some of the gains are dramatic this year. We do not have access to that. Well, rather, we should not be publicly making it available until October 15th. But when that time comes, we're just really excited about the kinds of growth we're seeing in ELA, math, science, and in the redesignation of our ELs. So lots and lots of data points there that prove that we're, again, continuing to go in the right direction in a growth model. Preschool access is on an all-time high. Some of that's legislatively related, but in Fresno County, we got in front of that over 15 years ago to improve the quality of preschool. And in fact, I know Trustee Robles has some work going on in that arena too. Critically important. It is a game changer for children, particularly those under-resourced. So it's been an important priority for us in our office for at least the last 15 years. And we're starting to see some of the impacts and the gains that come from good high-quality preschool access. We've also seen record participation in dual enrollment and in career technical education. One initial figure that we're looking at is potentially 38% growth in the number of students accessing CTE programs in the last 3 years. That's stunning. That speaks volumes to the kinds of partnerships we have with our industry partners and the quality of the teaching happening in our schools that are promoting CTE. We've also had millions of dollars for scholarships earned by students for college career technical programs. Again, that's something we don't really measure, but we should. We think it could be as much as $50 million awarded to Fresno County kiddos. We've struggled to be able to put our finger on that, but military academies, four-year tuition, full rides, X, Y, and Z, it's just remarkable. And again, it speaks volumes to the kinds of energy and success happening. And then I would be...
Superintendent, we should be highlighting that. That's amazing.
Well, we're trying to put our finger on an exact number so that we stand in that figure with credibility. Right. But I just point it out and say, we'll figure out a way, to collect it because it's important. And then as a mother of a Navy kiddo, I would be remiss if I didn't say that we have so many honorable young people choosing the military, whether it's service or academy appointments, so much to be proud of. So really having our students beginning apprenticeships and credential programs that will strengthen our workforce, those are all milestones that reflect the hard work of our individual students, their families, our classroom teachers who are making magic happen and well deserved the summer break that they're having, and our educators and really our individual school boards, our board members, our school leaders. It's just an exciting time to be working in concert in Fresno County. So I really wanted to have a chance to share that with you in June when it felt more timely. But we had a 7-hour board meeting last June, so I held it. I know, you're welcome. I saved it for July.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yes, and with that, again, thank you for the privilege of doing this work with you. There are moments where I just am in awe of the work we're doing and recognizing we still have lots of work to do. That we're setting the foundation so that we can continue to build on this type of success and growth for our kids far into the future. But it's a privilege to get to do it with you. So thank you.
There's a comment I learned about an organization. It's a national organization, and I'm blanking on the name, but I will pass it on to you, Dr. Lyra, Dr. Hofer. It's an organization that supports high-achieving, low-income students with college, supports them with college scholarship and connections to colleges. It's a pretty sophisticated program. One of the local UCSF physicians best friend was one of the founders, and so he was telling me about it. I looked it up on website's amazing. So I will pass that on. I mean, it's an organization I'd never heard of before. Maybe you all know about it already, but I will pass that on. I wish I could remember the name of it.
Well, that's exactly the kind of relationships we
Yeah,
want to be
I mean,
building
we
for
just
kids.
need, and I know that should you want to meet that founder, we can make it happen probably.
He or she is down the street at UCSF?
No, the best friend is
Oh,
at
okay.
UCSF down the street,
Okay.
but his buddy's in the Bay Area, so it could be possible.
Sounds amazing.
Or at
Thank
least
you.
electronically, it could be a virtual meeting. Great, okay. Any future agenda items that any of you would like to suggest? I am hoping that we can, at our next meeting, if not the next meeting, the following meeting, acknowledge those recipients of our board project grant. So we'll be in communication. Otherwise, our next meeting is August 20th. Gosh, the summer's going to be over, right? School, what?
That sounds like in Arizona, they're already starting
Well,
school.
in Arizona, they only go to school 4 days a week too, so at least in some areas, but anyhow. I know that because my parents used to live there. Anyhow, so August 20th is our next meeting. Any other discussion? Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Tapscott Munson, second by Burton. Roll call, please.
President Masumoto.
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, officer.
I want to mention to all the board members,